Good evening, everyone. I'm John Smith. Our top story tonight, the killer gang of math nerds is on the loose, and they're more dangerous than ever. They call themselves the East Side Double Qs, which stands for the Quadratic equations. The gang's notorious for picking on innocent civilians, asking them math questions, and if they get it wrong, they beat them to a pulp. But fear not, because we can teach you how to be safe on the streets. The gang usually mugs someone and asks them a math question like this. Where does the line 2x intersect the parabola 8x minus x squared? At first, these questions might seem impossible, but with a little help, they can be really simple. With me here to give you some help is our math expert. Wait, what is that? Oh, excuse me, our math master, Mr. Leroy Jenkins. Hello, Mr. Jenkins. Hello everyone, I'm Leroy Jenkins, the math master. Let's get down to business. Now, at first, quadratic equations might seem near impossible, but with 3 easy steps, we can turn these impossible equations into simple stuff. Let's start. Now, we're going to use the sample problem, y equals 3x, and y equals x squared minus x minus 12. Now, the first step we're going to do is set both equations equal to each other. 3x equals x squared minus x minus 12. Now, we're ready to solve this. Now that we've set the equations equal to each other, what now we're going to try and do is set the equation equal to 0. So we're going to move this 3x over to this side. So subtract the 3x from both sides. We're left with 0 equals x squared minus 4x minus 12. Now, with whichever method you choose to, factor this out. So then from that we'll get 0 equals x minus 6 and x plus 2. From that we get that x equals 6 and negative 2. Now, for the third and final step, we have to verify our solution and come up with the y value in our intersections. Now to do that, we just simply put in our 2 solutions back into the equations. We'll start off with 6x and we'll put it back in. So for the first one of x squared minus x minus 12, we put that, it comes up to 6 squared minus 6 minus 12 equals y. And we do that, we get 36 minus 6 minus 12, which comes up to the total of 18 equals y. Now, we'll check that with the second solution, with the second equation, where we get 3, replace the x with 6, and we get the same answer of 18. We have confirmed that the first intersection for this equation is x is 6 and y is 18. Now, let's check the second one of x equals negative 2. Do the exact same thing. Negative 2 squared minus negative 2 minus 12 equals y. And that gives us 4 plus 2 minus 12, which gives us a total of negative 6 equals y. Now we just have to check that with the other equation. 3 times negative 2 that equals -6. We now confirm that the second part of our intersection, which is when x equals -2, y is equal to -6. Go. Now, we're going to do another example that's going to test your skills, but don't worry, it's not impossible. Here we have y equals x squared minus 3x minus 3, and y equals x plus 1. Now, we're going to do our steps. The first one, set the equations equal to each other. X plus 1 equals x squared minus 3x minus 3. Now, for a second step, we set the equation equal to 0. Subtract x, subtract 1. Do the same for the other side. We get 0 equals x squared minus 4x minus 4. Now, I don't know if you can already tell, but we can't factor this equation simply. So, we're going to turn to our trustworthy companion, the quadratic formula.